I hope y'all liked our video for yesterday.
Yes.
And now we back with another one. Back with a. I'm ugly. What's wrong with me? Yeah. And Russ is like, do not do that.
You're crazy. How was your day today?
It was good. We took Kaya to the park and we went out to eat.
Where you guys went to?
To Olive Garden.
Yo, you guys stay there.
It'd be so good.
Like every time I ask where you guys went, it's always Olive Garden.
Yeah, we haven't been there in a while though.
I guess. Well, no, it has been a little minute maybe, but still, I feel like every time you guys go to, it's Olive Garden.
It's so good though.
It is good.
Yeah, I got Kaya's. His blanket was all in the background. His toy right next to him. All right. So let's get it started, you guys. So yesterday after we finished our episode, we went ahead and let you guys give us ideas for what to talk about next, or things like that. And actually, one of Amrelis's friends, her name is Ebony, requested that we talked about this. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So what she wants us to talk about is how being a mom impacts friendship/relationships, both positively and negatively. And I think that's that's a good topic.
It is.
I know I've experienced it. I'm sure Amaryllis has. I'm sure all moms do, if not only most of them. Mm-hmm. So I'd love to talk about that. And I would like to start with the fact that I've only seen 2 of my friends since I've had a child. And I had like a whole bunch of other friends. And I think that's crazy. And aside from it being a pandemic, like, I don't know. I feel like if my close friend was having a baby and I had to be safe to even be able to meet her baby or his baby, then I would do my best. I mean, I know you guys might work, but I would do my best to, try to separate myself from people for at least 2 weeks to be able to go see the kids,
Yeah.
But that's just me. I be forgetting that everybody like me.
I feel like I have mixed emotions on it because we're in a pandemic. I'm speaking as far as like my friends, the friends that I haven't met my baby yet. I feel like it's more of a respect thing, as because there's a pandemic going on and because of what they do for work, or with, I have friends that are flight attendants, or, friends that work at bars, or, whatever. So I feel like it's more of a respect thing where even if it's not from their personal life, it's more of their work life.
Yeah.
That can prevent them from meeting the baby. And for me, I feel like you're more of a friend to me to tell me, like, okay, I've been in the bar all week, I really don't want to go by the baby just in case, rather than, you just trying to be anxious to see the baby. And then, yourself, obviously I wouldn't know because I don't know what you're doing every single day of the week, but you would know more than I would know if you were, if you're in a position where you should be meeting a child, an infant.
Yeah. A brand new baby.
As far as like, I mean, now, like on the other side of it, if it's just like, one of your close friends and they're just partying all the time, but then they want to be one of the people that are like, oh, that's, that's auntie's baby or whatever, then no, that's completely different. Because that girl.
I hate that so much. I be hearing that, like, or people, like, let's say me and Emerald are in conversation, or I see somebody like that's mutual between us on Instagram, and they're like, "Oh, look at my baby," and like posting my or something. I'm just like,
yeah,
girl, when's the last time he saw you?
How like he's like auntie's baby or whatever, whatever the person wants to nickname, whatever. And then I'm like, do you text me and check on him? Do you do anything? Like, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like, like how I am with my nephews is like between you and Paradise, I'm like we either well, you and I we talk every freaking day.
Yeah.
But so like, if we're on FaceTime, we put the boys on the phone or whatever. But even if we don't talk, like how you doing? How's Kaya doing? How's Malik doing? Or like with Paradise, how's the boys doing?
Yeah.
It's not every day, every other day, not just like once a week or not like not I wouldn't even say once a week, once in 6 months or whatever. Like that's just me though. But I mean, like with my nephews, I mean, if I don't see them, best believe I'm texting their mother every day.
Yeah, and
Like that's
checking
just
on them.
it's so weird to me how you want to claim this title, but you don't really put in the work for it.
Yeah. One thing I'm not gonna flex on is me and Paradise don't talk every day or like whatever. But I mean, well, it's also different because you guys stay together or stay close.
Mhm.
So like
But even when she's in Cali.
yeah. So
Mhm.
like me and Paradise started talking like so much after I had Kaya, and then we kept on talking and trying to get the boys to FaceTime or whatever. But then it started falling off because I was just busy and she was busy or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
But regardless, that's my nephew. Those are my nephews. So,
Yeah.
and we talk all the time. We just don't talk as often as you and I
Right. Hmm.
do. But I'll be damned. Shoot, yeah, I'll be damned if I got somebody who's my friend talking about some, oh, my nephew, this is that. I'm just like, girl, that is not your nephew. Like, what the heck? And then it's weird. It's the only thing that I would say would be a little bit different is like friends who I've had as my friends for a long time. But those are my friends that respect the fact that I don't let anybody see Kaya. Like
Yeah,
anybody
that's what I'm
random.
saying. There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference between just friends that really don't care enough to drop what they're doing, or not even drop what they're doing, just when they're free,
Yeah.
make time to, see you, see the baby. And then there's a big difference between friends that know why they can't see the baby, or, they just don't feel comfortable because of the place that, we're in right now as far as the pandemic. I mean, you just don't want to take your chance. But there's a big difference between a friend that knows that and respects that, and a friend that just, oh shit, I just remembered, I'm friends with Nicole. Let me just hit her up real quick. And I haven't
Yeah.
spoken to her in 5 months and she got a baby.
That's like so the perfect thing that I'm sure Ebony probably wants us to hit on is the fact that you lose okay, pregnancy before the baby's even here, pregnancy starts weeding out who your friends really are. Like who your real friends are, who are your temporary friends and who are your fake friends that don't they're not really your friend, they're more of an acquaintance, but you thought you might be friends, those different categories. Like when I was pregnant, I was still working with the said friends, with a couple said friends. But we were living like go out, go to the bar, go do this, go do that. But now I'm pregnant, so obviously I'm not going to no damn bar. Like I don't care if I'm not showing. What am I doing in the bar?
Mhm.
But the plans never adjusted to like, oh, let's go out to eat. Like, oh, are you craving something? Like it wasn't anything like that. And of course it can't just be one sided. I could have been like, oh, let's go out to eat or whatever. But it's
Right.
just like I can go with Malik. I don't really gotta ask you to come with me at this point. If you never really thought to check on how I'm feeling.
Hmm.
But and then while having a kid, I even weeded out a few more people because I just started realizing that the lifestyles that they were on was completely different from mine. But aside from that, they were things that I didn't want around my kid. Like
Hmm.
that wasn't the energy I wanted around my kid, and I'd rather sever our friendship for my kid at any moment. I don't care. That's my child. And if
Right.
you're not doing something that I want my kids seeing, whether you're doing it in their face or not, I just don't want that around them. And I'm not judgmental at all. It's not coming from a place of judgment. Let me make that clear. But when you're a parent, that's just how you see things.
Mhm.
And it's that simple. It's
And
that
I mean,
easy.
just you as his parent has every right to be like, oh, I don't want him around this person or around such
Yeah.
and such, like you have that right. You're protecting your child and nobody can say anything about it.
No. Like, no.
I feel like for me, when I was pregnant, I feel like I went through the process of weaning out friends like a while ago. So like the friends that I have are pretty tight knit amongst, like me and their relationship, like individually, me and their relationships. Um, so I feel like when I got pregnant, it was more so, yes, I didn't get invited to certain things like, the bar or, I don't know, the lounge, or if there was like a certain event that they were having, but they have hookahs in the house, like just things that my friends, like, they would always say, like, we're doing such and such or whatever. I want to just let you know, but I know you wouldn't be comfortable around, because there's gonna be hookahs
Yeah.
inside, like, and it was more of a respect thing where, I want you to come, but realistically, I know that you wouldn't want to be around it and you shouldn't be around it.
Mhm.
So I feel like for me, and for the most part, my friends had adapted to the separate level I was getting to, as far as, and now I'm having now I'm pregnant, about to have a child. So like, I mean, we started doing different things where like I might go over one of their houses and maybe they'll drink mimosas and I'll just have orange juice or whatever,
Yeah.
or I'll have like
And
the sparkling apple juice.
you have the orange juice and then you grab the champagne and be like, so
Right.
the champagne
Right.
right
Yes,
here.
I feel like they pretty much adjusted to where like, it would be like events where like I might be at one of their houses or something, but obviously they still do what they want to do and not getting like, not them getting belligerent drunk or, getting tipsy. It was just like I might go over and they might have a glass of wine
Yeah.
or whatever. Or I had friends that like Billa, she would come over here and every time she was about to come over here, what have you been craving? What
Yeah.
have you all been in the mood for? Because the men get cravings too.
Yeah.
So just like even things like that, where like, and she's probably like the biggest person that really adjusted to it because she's always been, if not my daily person, my weekly or twice a month person, where we at least try to see each other twice a month.
Yeah.
So I feel like for the most part, my friends adapted well to me being pregnant and being inclusive in what they know I would want to take part of.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I didn't really like weed through anybody. And then obviously now that I have a baby, I pick and choose, not really pick and choose, because like I said, it's more of a respect thing. And I respect that from my friends where it's like, you know what, you guys have your own thing going on. Eventually there will be a time where you can meet Milo, but I respect that you're even thinking about him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it's smart where you're like, you know what, it's not the right time to really go around him.
Yeah.
So um, but yeah, I mean, I have friends that check on him every day. I have friends that check on him twice a week or check on me. Um, and then I have friends that have met him, some that haven't, but still, reach out and make sure he's doing good.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I haven't really had to like weed out any in specific individuals. I more so take it as whoever looks for him will be the people that he ends up, that he ends up knowing and he'll look for. If you don't do your part in a child's life, they're not gonna, they're not going to know to do their part. And I see it as I'm always going to let my child make their own decisions. I'm never going to force him to be with somebody. I'm never going to force him to go see somebody. That's just that's not that's not my place in our relationship as far as mother and child. Like he's well
Yeah.
taken care of. So anybody else besides me and his dad is a plus.
Yeah.
So, if you don't do your part now or as he's getting older, when he's 10 years old, he's not going to know to look for you.
Yeah, and he's not gonna be comfortable. Just like think about how many times growing up, some you see, let's just say a family member or your parents' friends, and they're like, "Oh, I remember when you were in diapers." They're
Right.
like,
I remember when you were this small.
and then you're sitting there like awkward as hell, like, "Okay,
Right. Right.
hi," and then
Right.
you
And
run
that
off.
goes for anybody because I feel like me, I'm really big on who my child's comfortable with. So
Mhm.
and now he's only 7 months, but even now I can tell who he's comfortable with. if I'm not around, who he's comfortable with when I am around. So I know how to judge who, I would leave him alone with or, whatever. But as he gets older, it'll show even more because, I mean, if someone wasn't with you from when you were young, how would you feel comfortable leaving your child with them?
Yeah.
Especially if your child isn't comfortable,
And
like
like it's just this thing in my head where like I cannot right now. Okay, well, yeah. So like right now in this part of my life, I don't know how I feel later, but I'm there's no way I'm letting anyone but my family watch Kaya. Like there's no way. It's not happening. I'm not just I mean, at a reach, or not it won't even really be too much of a reach, but like Janae, I know she would take care of my baby. I know I can trust her, but still she wouldn't really be my first option. My first option would be my family. And if they weren't, able
right,
to, excuse me, then that would change. Obviously Herrera, I trust her, but she lives across the fucking country. So
right,
like
mhm,
but and Abby, because when I talk about, I want y'all to know when I talk about my friends, I'm literally talking about two, three specific people. Everybody else is like, you know, not really on my day to day. Doesn't really know me right now, type thing.
yeah,
But positively speaking about how I feel about friends during pregnancy, during my pregnancy personally, I feel like my friends were the shit. Like, and not just only during pregnancy, even postpartum and even to now. Like, my friends, they're the best. They go above and beyond. They care about myself, my husband, my child,
right,
definitely care about my child, ask about my child every time we get on the phone or if we
right.
see each other.
And
Well,
that's
they don't
important.
want to see, but
That's important because I
exactly.
mean, at the end of the day, yes, it's cool to go bar hopping. It's cool to, hang out till 4 in the morning drinking and this, that, and the third. But as friends, well, as individuals, we have to grow. So
Yeah.
it's amazing if you're able to grow with your friendships, because not all friendships are meant to be grown with, but the friendships that you do grow with, it's amazing to even see that. And it's good to even be able to say that, like,
Yeah.
I'm still friends with, these three people or whatever. And, maybe they might have kids, maybe they might not, but they're still able to grow with you regardless of being on two different, levels than each other.
Yeah. And I also feel like it, a big thing that this shows, a big thing that having a child during pregnancy and during after they're born, I feel like the biggest thing when it comes to friends is the respect of time. Like
Yeah.
a real friend isn't gonna get mad, that we don't have to go through that and preface that. So just let me get out what I'm thinking while y'all listen, you guys. But like there should never be an argument like, oh, if I missed your call and I didn't see it till 3 hours later or till the next morning, when I finally hit you back up, I will, if I saw it, I will recognize, oh, I missed your call. Hey, sorry, blah, blah. Try to call me today. I'm free at this time. Or
Yeah.
if I know I'm not free, and I'll just be like, oh, I missed it, but what's up? Like, did something happen? Blah, blah. How you doing? If somebody's gonna get mad at you or like anything weird that's not just a positive outcome, I think
Right.
it's really weird. That's not really your friend. They have to adjust. They have to realize that you're adjusting to a whole entire different spectrum of your life now. You've opened a new chapter. You're on a whole different level in
Right.
life. Not saying that is better. I'm just talking about in family aspect. Like if they don't have a family right now, like their own nuclear family, then you have to respect that time. Like
Feel
and
like even prior to having a baby, I've always been a little weird. Like, why would you be mad at somebody because
exactly.
if they had to cancel plans or if they didn't reach out to you the same day or if they forgot to text you
Yeah.
back or I've always been like, why is that a problem?
Yeah.
Like even prior to the whole family aspect, every individual has their own life. Everybody does different things with their time. And one biggest thing that I thrive off saying
Mm.
is just because I have free time does not mean that I am available. I have free time. That does not mean I'm available. And I mean, people like, there's always people that like, I mean, they might say like, oh, I knew you were free the other day. In my head, I'm like, okay. I I wasn't available. Like, I mean, you gotta think, especially now, like, I have a baby, I have a husband, like, I might be free, but it might be free for me to do something for myself, me to do something that I wasn't able to do while my baby was awake all day. Free from maybe I was catering to my husband and my child all day, and now I'm able to, like, take a step back. But that doesn't mean I'm just available to be on the phone for 3 hours or
No.
to go over your house, like, so, like, my big thing is not all of my free time means that I'm available.
Yeah.
And and especially now, like from the family aspect, now I have a baby in the mix. So now I really feel like I shouldn't have to really explain to anybody why I didn't answer the phone or why am I calling back 2 days later. Like you just never know what someone's wrapped up in. And it really doesn't even have anything to do with the fact that someone has a baby because there's people that don't have any kids and they're obligated just as much as we are obligated to say, "Oh, I forgot to call you back 2 days ago."
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I mean, from my point of view, like as far as in prior to having a baby or even during having a baby, if you have friends that that are getting mad at you for canceling or not getting back to you right away, or maybe you think they're ignoring your call and then 2 days later they're calling back and saying, "Oh, hey, I saw you called, but I was wrapped up in whatever." If you feel like you have to constantly explain yourself and they're constantly giving that negative energy or getting mad about it, that's a friend that you got to weed out because eventually, I mean, you'll be 4 kids deep in and then they're like, okay, I only see you 2 times a year, but I'm pissed. Like,
No, I think that whole thing that you just said was well said. That was really good. I'm glad you said that. I really like that. You get a like from me. It's a yes for me. For real, that was really well said. I completely agree with that, 100%. Like, I don't even think I have something to add on to that. You hit all the points. Like, now I'm done. But that's a big thing. Like, that goes, like you already said, it goes without the circumstances. If a friend is acting weird towards you, like we kind of hit on in the jealousy
yeah,
episode,
yeah,
that's not your friend. Your friend respects you, respects your time, respects your life.
right.
And me personally, me and Herrera, we would before her work schedule changed, we would FaceTime in the mornings, right? And then now it's changed to sometimes we'll FaceTime at night. Does that mean that we FaceTime every week? No. But do we talk every day? Yeah, because we text every day. Whether it's one message or 20 conversations.
Mhm.
But she doesn't get mad. Like if I say, "Oh, I just saw this," it's because I really did just see this. I didn't let my phone ring, and I was just like,
And you're horrible with your phone.
"Yo,
So if
I left
anybody's
my
taking that personal, you take
yeah,
it personal with the wrong person because she is either her phone's dead or it's somewhere around the house and she's doing something else in the opposite room
yeah."
for about like 5 hours.
Yeah. And then I finally get back and be like, "Oh shit, Amarilla's called me." Like
Right.
that's just the type of person I am. So my friends and my family, they know like, okay, like, oh, she finally got back to me. Whatever.
Right.
Cool. You can't get mad at somebody for shit like that. You feel me? That just makes no
We're
sense.
too grown. Like we're too grown for that. And I mean, if something like that is going to
Yeah.
negatively affect your relationship, your friendship, then like I said, you got to wean them out
Yeah.
because I mean, your friends have to grow with you, like I said. So when your friends are growing with you, it also comes with growing with boundaries, but also growing with respect for now I see my friend is on a whole different level or a whole different area of life than I am.
Yeah.
And I'm going to respect the new things that she has coming in, what she has going on, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Just because, you're at home with a baby all day doesn't mean that you have any right to be mad at your single friend because, she's just bar hopping every weekend.
Yeah.
It has to be a mutual thing because at the end of the day, you guys are in two different spaces. So she does what she wants in her space, you do what you want in your space, and then at the say, even if it's just once a month, come, you meet at common grounds, but vice versa, you can't be mad because you're with your baby 24/7, and then your friend has this, she still has all of this freedom, and you're like, damn, you're doing X, Y, and Z, but you don't ever have time to come see me.
Yeah.
Like, so it has to be a respect thing.
Yeah. A mutual respect thing.
Right, exactly.
Like I can't get mad. Well, shoot, I actually don't have an example. I was gonna make an example about Janae like going out or something, but Janae's at the home with a new baby, like at the house with a new baby, so that was a bad one. And my other friend lives across the freaking country.
Yeah.
But but what I did notice is that the real friends and the relationships that I do have, they care. You feel me? It's not just when they call me, it's only to talk to me or only to tell me all their problems. You feel me?
Right.
It's a mutual like, okay, hey, how you doing? How's your family? Or how's your family? Like all
Yeah.
of that stuff. I feel like those are the people with the genuine connections in your life.
Right, right.
And but honestly, having a kid really did make me realize specifically one person that I didn't want in my life. We have rekindled a little, like we've rekindled. We don't have the same relationship, but there was just a break that I needed from that certain individual because that's just not what I wanted for to have around my kid. You're laughing because you know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm trying to think in the back of my head, like, who is it? Who is it?
Oh, I was gonna say, but yeah, and thankfully we've rekindled. We don't have the same relationship, like I said, but I had to be that person. I had to be a tiny bit mean, a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, and just like cut that situation off because I was like, I just don't feel like this is going right, and I have to make sure that whoever's around Kaya is the right person to have around Kaya.
Right,
That's my kid.
right. Um,
Did you ever have an experience where you felt like a friend was negatively affecting your pregnancy and baby process and after, or no?
um, no. Mm-mm.
Lucky.
No, I haven't. No, like I said, I've gone through the process of weaning my friends, and I don't know. I would say by the time I got pregnant, I already have like my circle and like my friends. Like you have different relationships with each individual friend.
Yeah.
Um, but for the most part, I feel like as I think maybe what changed is just I can't be the going out single Amy or like things like that. But like my friends have the friends that I have now, they've all grown with me. So it's like, and we all respect each other's boundaries, each other's, relationships. We respect each other's time. So it's like, I might see my girlfriends once every 6 months or, whatever the case is, or, someone like Billa, I might see her maybe twice a month. But
Yeah.
I feel like all between all of my friendships, we've all grown. And I don't know. I've been friends with the friends that I have, we've been friends for a while. Like I think my longest friendships are probably Billa and Taylor. But besides that, all of my friendships, we've been friends for a while. So we've all seen
Jesus.
different growth spurts we've had to take, you
Yeah.
know? So but thankfully I have not. But I have people that they have gone through situations where a baby has changed their friendship negatively or it affected their relationship negatively. But
Oh, can
I
you
mean, the
tell us
person
about that without name dropping?
so I have this one friend where she had a baby, um, and this is when had already given birth and everything. But one of her other close friends, she was just still in the party scene, and this was years ago. This was maybe like 3 years ago. She was still in the party scene, so they would just like clash on like different things like time, like time management, like oh, you never come out anymore. Yeah, but I just had a baby.
Yeah.
Like it just the respect wasn't there. And then it ended up being she ended up finding like a whole different group of friends because she was going out all the time. So their thing just ended just because pretty much like her friend just wasn't growing with her.
Yeah, yeah.
You
They
know,
ended
like
up separating.
and sometimes that's okay too. Sometimes you're on a completely different page than someone where you're not really meant to be friends. Like it might not be meant for you guys to be friends at this point in time. Maybe you need a break and then eventually rekindle or whatever. But maybe it's just not your season. But I mean, something like that, pretty much you got to window out that friend. If your friend's being mad at you because you can't go out, but they haven't seen your baby, I
Yeah.
mean, there's a
Yeah,
problem.
you know what? I think I have one perfect story before we close this out. And I would say this fits the category because of the fact that it happened when my baby was still new and things like that. So,
Hmm.
like, I had a close friend, like a really close friend to me, be upset at me because they weren't invited to my wedding, right? And I didn't think that was fair.
Hmm.
Okay, this is my day. If I didn't want anybody there, first of all, me and Malik were gonna do it like that. That it was just gonna be me and him.
Hmm.
So luckily, our families were able to be there. But at first, that's all it was gonna be.
Hmm.
And we're in a so that's the first thing. Second, we're in a pandemic. Third, my wedding included only our family and two of my friends who were being safe and had been COVID tested multiple times for work. Our wedding party included elderly people, like our grandparents and things like that. A pregnant woman, which was Amarellis, and two, three, four. If I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but I believe four small children, like under the age of five, well, under the age of 6.
Hmm.
So no, I didn't have room to invite all these friends and all these
Right.
people and all these things. And I felt like it was not respectful at all for you to message me the day after my wedding and be like, "Oh, I'm really mad that you didn't invite me."
Right.
Uh, okay, what do you want me to do with that information?
Hmm.
Like, it's my day. How are you gonna make it about yourself? How selfish is that?
Right.
Of course
See,
you
like,
would have been invited, but like we're in a pandemic. If I didn't let you come see us when you were in town, when I had first had Kyle, what made you think that you were gonna